Welcome everybody. My name is Jeroen Bontje and I welcome you to the webinar Look into Mundo 3D, a very first in a series of webinars in which we give entrepreneurs the opportunity to present their pitch to Symbid investors, and at the same time investors will have the opportunity to ask questions to the entrepreneur, and this all in a live environment. Now in this edition we will look into Mundo 3D, the company that successfully funded their crowdfunding campaign yesterday. After the initial amount of 200K was reached in just days, Mundo 3D went into overfunding, like they announced already in their pitch at the start, to eventually close the pitch at 300K. So a very successful crowdfunding campaign. Even though investing for now is no longer possible for this campaign, in today's webinar the team behind Mundo 3D will explain in more detail their plans and will also take the time to answer any questions that you may have. Now, before handing over to the team, I will get into some of the practicals. The Mundo 3D team will present in about 5 minutes their plans, and in the meantime all of you will have the opportunity to ask them any questions that you may have. You can ask the questions by using the Q&A function that we have in the Google Plus Hangout environment. To do that, you can go to the top right of your screen where you will see the Google app logo. Click on that and you will see a Q&A logo. You can type the question and we will see that into the screen. You can also like questions that you think are very important and that were posted by any of the other viewers. And yeah, of course we will get into the questions that have most likes first. You can enter questions at any time, even during the presentation, or you can wait until after the presentation. Just post your question. We from the Symbid team will then read out the question to the Mundo team, and they will answer them to you. Now, then I will now hand over to the Mundo 3D team, to Jeroen, Henk, and Karen.
Well, Jeroen, thank you very much. Warm welcome to all our investors, and most of all, thank you very much for investing in our company. We were overwhelmed the last 9 days by the big interest we received from all kinds of parties, but especially through our own network and the network of Symbid. So thank you very much for this. First of all, I'd like to introduce the Mundo team, starting with Karen Bootsma. Karen is responsible for sales and marketing. My other partner is Henk Anema, also available here. He is responsible for product development and also the CTO of Mundo 3D printing. And I myself, I'm Jeroen Meeuwissen. I'm responsible for finance and also for general management matters. So that's our brief first introduction. And of course, when we see what's going on in the world, in the current world, we see that there is a strong need for sustainable products, for cheaper products, and also for more advanced product techniques. And what we do is, of course, you read on a daily basis a lot of additive manufacturing, also called 3D printing in plastics, but we are the very first independent print shop in the Benelux that's working with metal printing. And by doing this, we solve, in fact, a lot of these problems, looking towards sustainability, and my colleague maybe will explain some more later about it. You see that the technique we use already make sure that we do not waste, I would say, a lot of we do not produce a lot of waste. We only use the powder that is necessary to make the product. Looking at cheaper products, we see that for small series, our metal production line, and we started in the dental business, as you all know in the meantime, makes it possible to make our products in the Netherlands, not in Asia anymore, but back again in the Netherlands at a 20% discount towards the traditional methods. And even more important, looking at the need for advanced production techniques, we see that compared to more traditional techniques like milling and cutting, we see that our metal 3D printing environment makes it possible to even print the things you could not imagine before that could be made. We can, by making new 3D designs, digital designs, we can print much more than could be done through traditional production methods. So that's really an important asset to our company. We are experts in 3D metal, and especially because of the very long history in 3D printing, especially with my colleague Henk Anema, we are really a leading position. And by the funding provided through this Symbid crowdfunding, we are able to excel our position in the market. As you could read in the pitch on the Symbid platform, we started last year. We started by making our production work, especially for the dental industry. We are, while we speak now, the printer we have in place is making some frames, around 20 frames this night, without personnel involved, by the way. We let the computer, the machine run. That's printing currently for dental laboratories already in the Netherlands, Belgium, and also in Germany, where we received our purchase orders already from. After, of course, we see a lot of potential for further growth in the dental industry in the Benelux and Germany to start with. But parts of the funding will also be used to finance our second machine that will be implemented here in the second half of this year. And that one will be a multi-metal machine that will enable us to also print metal parts for instance, the precision engineering industry, for medical applications, for automotive, and a lot of other possible applications that we receive already attention for right now. We printed already some of these some parts for the non-dental industry, as we mentioned it, and that's in the cobalt form. But we see much more potential with a multi-metal machine that will again be in place before the end of this year. So looking at this tremendous market that's going to start, and some experts like Gardner expect that it will be a much larger market than the consumer market in 3D printing. We are far ahead of the competition, and thanks to you guys, we will be able to expand and excel that position. Thanks for that.
All right, thank you. That was very clear, Jeroen. We just see the first question coming in. What are your international plans?
Well, as I just explained already, we are established here in the Netherlands, based in the province of Gelderland. That's because we also received some funding last year from the Participatiemaatschappij Oost, which is also very enthusiastic about what we are doing here in the 3D printing metal industry. And we also, our first focus is, and that's a scalable model, is that we approach the Benelux market and Germany. But of course, we receive our orders through the internet. It can be easily that we also receive orders in the coming period out of other countries. We received some interest already out of England and even from the US, but looking at our active approach of the market, we will concentrate in the first 2 to 3 years on the Benelux and the German market.
Okay, that's clear, thanks. The next question, what sets your company apart from a company as Shapeways? They can also print in various metals in similar and have a similar business model in also the 3D printing service.
Okay, I'll address that this question to Henk Anen.
Hello all, thank you very much for spending so much money to our company. Thanks. Answering the questions, what is the difference between Shapeways and our company? First of all, Shapeways is mainly focused on the consumer market. We are business to business market. Other big difference, although they are also making parts in metal, they're focusing on metal, not on laser melting. We're doing the metal part in laser melting. It's a very sophisticated modern art to create a very solid part to use in a business environment. So we're not really focused on the consumer market, I'm afraid, but we are focused on the business to business, and let's say we are focused on companies like offshore industry, food processing parts, making parts for medical applications, aerospace, automotive, etc. So there's quite a difference than the print shop from Shapeways.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope that that answers the question that Menno de Gans raised. Another question, which is very important for many investors, is about the team. So why is it you guys that can make this business to a success, and what are your, also based on your previous experiences?
Yeah, we are a very complementary team. Henk and myself know each other already for 15 years, so that definitely makes a difference. But especially the enormous know-how and knowledge of the 3D printing that's in Henk's area of attention, combined with the background of Karin, which is who's already in sales, also in technical sales, with experience of almost 15 years. Myself, I have a banking background, which makes it possible because we have a rather capital intensive company to fund the company now and in the near future to enable our growth plans. This combination is a very strong one, and we already see on a daily basis that we get these feedbacks. Even also large companies in the business to business environment are approaching us for further collaboration.
Okay, clear. Another question. Are the machines developed by Mundo? If not, what stops other companies from competing in the same industry?
I'll address that one to Henk.
Thank you. No, we don't make our machines ourselves. We buy them. We look in the markets which machines are the most sophisticated and will fulfill our needs. The one we have got at the moment is an EOS machine from southern Germany. It's a very sophisticated and modern machine for laser melting. We are looking for the next machine, and of course we have to do the purchase in a couple of months. I don't say really that we are buying again an EOS machine, but it's again a preferred machine to go into. it is of course possible that other companies also start up with 3D printing in metal. It's a huge step. We did it, and we are proud of it. And I think we are quite ahead on the competition at the moment. And I don't say that there won't raise new competition. They will come, and we still have the advantage of the first one here in the Benelux countries, and we will remain that go-ahead position, hopefully.
All right. Then a next question, which is related to an earlier question already. A bit more clarification, I assume. So you talked about experience from Henk and Jeroen in 3D printing. What kind of experience are you referring to?
Again, I could answer that question. I started in 1997 by importing strategist systems, which is in plastics. We started with the FDM technology in Holland and Benelux. We did the other object systems. We were a reseller for object systems from Israel, and we did some sales in metal printing with the also concept laser machine from Germany. We were working together with Philips by the startup with Shapeways. So I know all about startup with Shapeways. I know all the people from Shapeways. They're doing a good job. But they moved to New York, and we stayed here in Holland, and we made the switch from plastics to metals. So it's quite an experience working with 3D printing environments, both in plastics as in metals.
Okay, thanks a lot. That's clear. Then a question about the dental market. How are your current activities in the dental market organized?
Well, on the sales part, my colleague Karen is fully busy with the dental market. So go ahead, Karen.
Yes, hello. Your question was about how we organize in the dental market. We receive from the dental technician, we receive a model, a 3D design. From a model like this one. Can I show it? Yes, without the frame, like this one. They made a 3D design, and we sent them to the printer, and we printed, and then after that we give them some heat treatment. So that's not very difficult. But why are we so successful? I think that's a better question. Why are we so successful by printing frames? And that's quite difficult answer, because no one else is so successful in printing frames as we are, and that's because of three things, I guess. One of them is already mentioned, the printer itself. It's a laser melting printer instead of laser sintering. The second one is the knowledge of printing, and the combination knowledge printing and knowledge of materials, how they behave during printing time. Is very important. And the last one is the heat treatment we give the frames, which are also very important to make them strong, and make them strong enough to put them in the mouth and to chew on. So these three are these combinations. We are so successful that we are the only one in the Benelux, and I think the only one in Europe, and maybe we are the only one in the world who makes frames with this quality as we do.
Okay, clear. Just looking at the other questions. Yeah, I think Jeroen, you tapped into this already a little with the internationalization plans, but a question related to the scalability of the plan. Maybe you can highlight that a little more.
Yeah, looking at the current organization, we are a lean and mean organization, and what we see of course is the process sounds simple by just implementing a machine and then switch on the button and let it work, but we all know that it does not work that way. Because we invested really a lot of time, effort, and money to get this process in place. But once we have the process in place, we can easily scale up out of this area here in Gelderland. And we are expanding. Our plans show that we expand with at least one machine a year. But that can be done out of one place, and not that much operators needs to be in place. So, with the purchase orders and the printing orders coming through the internet, we really have a scalable opportunity here. As I said, we currently receive primarily the orders out of the Benelux and Germany already. But I'm sure that once we start working and addressing actively ourselves other markets, and that will be done only can be done by sales and marketing initiatives in other countries. We do not have to be present with a production in place over there, but it can also be done here, and we can by having an efficient logistic process in place. And we also have this process in place already, which is also ready to be certified. We are able to send our products through the whole of Europe to start with.
Okay, clear. Now, once more, a reminder to whoever is watching and wants to ask a question. You can just click on the Google app logo on the top right of your screen, select Q&A, and then just type your question. For the moment, we have no other questions. I think that was pretty clear. Is there anything, Jeroen, you feel you really want to share with the investors which we haven't addressed in the questions yet?
Well, I think we addressed a lot already. And maybe good to know that, yeah, again, we are very happy with the big interest and the funding in 3 rounds of the 300K, which enables us to looking at the use of funds to partial finance the second machine. We are in touch already, talking to financial lease companies that are willing to lease or to finance the remaining part. You should imagine that these machines we're talking about have come at an expense of around 500 or 600K. That's ballpoint figures where we talk about. So a part of the funding we receive now will be used for this finance of the machine. Part of it will be used for marketing expenses. We will, especially in the dental industry, we will expand our exposure to raise our market share maybe faster than we thought first we could do because of the additional funding, and the remaining will be for working capital use. So that may be good to know that these will be the use of the funds. And again, thank you very much, all of you, for joining this event, this pitch. We'll keep you posted through the Symbid network about the development of our company.
Okay. Oh, I see now there is another question coming in, Jeroen. Have you done any market research on follow-up products that you would like to manufacture?
Yes, we are, and not only market research, but also live experience already. And maybe my colleague Henk can give some tangible examples of it. Henk?
I must say that the first marketing was we wanted to go into the dental market because those are all prototypes which are original. So everyone has got a unique mouth, and you have to produce unique parts for the mouth. So it's a very easy market for from out the point of view of a technician. But I didn't know the market for dental at all. So the first thing I went over was to a dental shop and asked about what is dental in about. I'm a good technician. I can make parts. I know all about 3D printing, and I don't know anything about dental areas. So they helped me, and that was a very good startup. And if you have a good part and good techniques and a good machine, you can make wonderful parts. And it was really trial and error, but we made it very fastly into that dental market. I myself, I'm coming out of the aerospace market and business to business, milling, cutting, etc. And that's what I know about. So now we are focusing to the second machine, which is not in the dental market, but really to the business to business market in the area from food processing systems to aerospace, automotive. And the marketing I'm doing at the moment is sending out to those markets what we are good in. And I'm not competing against milling parts or casting parts. I'm bringing in a new technique where in metal cutting and milling, you are taking away what you don't need. And what we do is with 3D printing, you build up what you do need. So that's quite a new way of thinking also in that those markets which I mentioned just before.
Can you maybe give some examples of specific products for the non-dental?
For the non-dental, you have to look at. Sometimes people come to me and show me a part which is milled, and can you print it as well? Yes, of course I can print it, but why don't you mill it? And if you then go into that area, people will say, okay, I can mill it, I will mill it, and I will still mill it, fine. But if you want to reduce the amount of materials, for instance, or you want to reduce the chips you are making, then 3D printing is a very good option. No, not in all cases, but let's say for 25% of all parts, you can make it better in a 3D printing area than on a conventional way. And that is our market. And examples are all kinds of parts. It's difficult. It's not a consumer market, so it's parts for the automotive, for instance, for tool and dies, to make a tool to use in a die or for making and casting a part. Those parts are very complicated, and you can print them very easily. Compared to a very complicated way of milling and cutting.
Okay. Next one. Can you tell me something about the returns you expect?
Yeah, of course we presented also on the Symbid platform the forecast for the coming years. For this year, it's growing revenue, but also a loss because of the investments we foresee. But looking to the coming years, especially with the expansion of our machine park for the coming years up till 2017, we will have 4 machines running here. That's the plan with a revenue line above 2.5 million and with an EBIT of 35 to 40%. And if we expand that's more towards 2019, we foresee that we are able to reach a revenue line above the 4 million, also with comparable EBIT percentages.
Okay, that's clear. Thanks. Next one. Can you tell me more about the capacity you have now and which is being used?
I'll address that one to Henk.
Sometimes I feel like Henry Ford because we are now working with a cobalt chrome powder machine, enabling making parts for the dental industry. A lot of questions from the market coming to us are from other industries, and the only metal I can produce at the moment is cobalt chrome, which is quite heavy, but it's a very strong material, but also very expensive. So in a new machine, we can go into other materials like titanium, aluminum, and RVS, stainless steel. So it's a new market. What was the question again?
The
Capacity.
The capacity at the moment. So we are focused on that cobalt chrome because for our certification we can't go to other materials, and we are making frames for most of the parts, and we are restricted to, let's say, 40 frames per 24 hours. We do that in 2 shifts, 1 night shift and 1 day shift. But during the day, not everybody is. During the day, everybody is here, but not during the night. So at the moment, we are producing in about 20 frames, and tomorrow we have a capacity to do another 20. But at the most time, we producing a little more during the night time and a little less during the daytime. But at the moment, 40 is restricted capacity for 24 hours.
Okay, 24 hours. 24 hours business. You guys are in.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Well, one other question is about the crowdfunding campaign. I mean, we could say that you guys had a very successful crowdfunding campaign. Maybe it's nice if you share some of your experiences with that. Not sure if.
Only one word again.
Campaign.
Overwhelming.
Yeah. To be honest, the last couple of months, I would say, or even last year already, we were approached by a couple of other platforms which are also active in the Netherlands. With okay, what you guys are doing is sounds very good to do crowdfunding for your growth financing, and of course we investigated the possibilities of the different platforms, and because we have a capital intensive business, we foresee further growth, but also further capital needs, and for that reason we decided to go for the Symbid platform, because it's the only platform that enabled us to go for equity funding, and that's definitely what we need to establish a stronger capital base in the company. We are very happy with our I would say in-crowd or inner circle investors that approached us the last 6 to 9 months. Okay, I'm enthusiastic about what you're doing here. Can I invest? But it's sort of impossible to address all these different questions into a good shareholder structure. And we like to be busy with our customers more than busy with our shareholders. But on the same time, this crowdfunding opportunity by Symbid enabled us to really get this together. So at first, I think we were able, we were also a little bit overwhelmed by that as well, to get out of our own network, I would say, the first 100K in a couple of days. And then we went public, Jeroen, last week. I think it was 8 or 9 days ago, and we were indeed, surprised by the exposure it gives us. And also we see now that besides, of course, the funding, we see that we received a lot of our attention, and even some potential customers approached us last week because they did not know of our existence before, but by now they know. And it looks like that some of these contacts will bring us a business, which is good for you as investors as well, of course. Okay.
Well, of course, we are really happy to hear that, and we are very happy that this was such a successful campaign together with you. Now, I think moving on to I would say the last question. It's a technical question. Milling is about 50 accurate. How accurate is 3D printing process?
I'll definitely pass this one to Henk.
It's not too technical for me. So we're building up parts in layers, as you know, probably know. The layers you can divide. You can do it fast with big steps, or you do it a little bit slower with small steps. Normally, at the moment, we are building up in 20 micron layers, up to 40 micron layers. but we can go down to 10 microns of layer to have a very accurate part. So it's better than milling, but in milling you also have different kind of machines. You have, for instance, a Matsuura, which is very accurate, and you have some little more less expensive machines, which are less accurate. So it's also the same for us at the moment. So generally, we in printing in between 20 micron to up to 40 micron, and it's also the accuracy of the parts.
Okay. Well, that I have to say it was a little bit technical for me, but I hope that this answers the question. Yeah, I think we covered the key things. I see no other questions on the screen for now. So thank you guys a lot for this for taking the time to update the investors. I think that's much appreciated. And for now, I'd like to say to everybody watching that well, like I said before, this is the first edition in a series of webinars that we will be organizing. So please follow us in the newsletters on social media, and we will announce more of these webinars coming up soon. So Jeroen, Henk, Karen, thanks again. Thanks a lot for this presentation. And all the best with your business.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.